all beef patty, special sauce for the cheese, pickles, onions on a special cheese.
Now, I said Kentucky Fried Chicken. There's only one way to cook it, and that's Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I sit alone in my four-cornered room staring at candles. Oh, that shit is on? Let me drop some shit like this here. Real.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Bottom of the Pit podcast, where we look to the moon and swap our palettes. I am McWhoopi Goldberg, as per usual, and with me today, I have...
The Jamaican Shake.
The Jamaican Shake of the food chain.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
In what form?
I have no idea.
Well, I'm just a bull trying to make it, trying to live that good life, save up the money, do what I want to do.
Gotcha.
Now
you are a founding member of the food chain.
Yes, I am.
It's myself, Carvin Chicken, and the Jamaican Shake.
Yes.
Do you mind telling everyone where the inspiration for your name came from?
Well, the Jamaican Shake part was from the favorite thing I got from Arby's, the Jamaican Shake, often mistaken as Jamaican Shake. So for like the first probably like 6, 8, maybe even a year of the food chain even being a thing, it was just Jamaican Shake. But then we went to a convention, Too Many Games, and I don't even think I put down the.
No.
I don't think I had. But we joined the Injustice 1 tournament. That's dating that.
Yeah, that's
like
very...
entire thing. But we all put our names down for the Injustice tournament, and the announcer, he put the in front and insinuated. So now, or enunciated, I don't know. But he exemplified the in the Jamaican Shake. So now, whenever I write my name, it's usually capitals the. So it's like the Jamaican Shake. It's not. Yeah, it's not Jamaican Shake. It's the Jamaican Shake. I also really like Jamaican Shakes, but I haven't had one in a long time.
It's been a while.
I haven't been to Arby's in a while. Now I think about it.
Yeah, the Jamaican Shake's and Arby's.
Yeah, that's like an Arby's thing. So.
Well, because of that announcer, you went from being a Jamaican Shake
now
to
it's the Jamaican Shake.
So that's pretty impressive. I'm actually happy you brought up Too Many Games.
Right.
Because I was talking about it with the Carvin Chicken before.
Okay.
And we were talking about that tournament and how we got kind of cheesed out at the end, all three of us.
Yeah, we did. All of us did.
Because it was pre-patched.
Yeah, unpatched because we didn't have a Wi-Fi connection at the convention.
Right.
So there were no patches, and then you could do Superman spam all day.
Which is what the eventual champion did.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Everybody in the room.
Exactly.
Which really kind of blew because there was a lot of good players there.
Oh, absolutely.
That came with actual skill and they trained and they had lots of practice. And you can't do it because the lasers were so oppressive, unpatched. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. It's one of those things.
It was like a wall, honestly. I mean, you try to go in. He's doing the air laser where he just kind of scoops the entire floor.
Yeah, and
then you jump in, just forward laser. Just laser blast. It was just super unnecessary. Hindsight, I should have just spammed them out with Deathstroke. But I had more pride then. Now I don't even care.
But one of the talking points of the whole tournament, not just from like me and Carvin Chicken, but from a lot of the other people that showed up and fought, one of the talking points was, in fact, your Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Because you did have kind of a one-of-a-kind Deathstroke. Do you want to walk us through what...
Well, I mean, if you were on Injustice 1, Deathstroke was spamming you. Okay. And that was kind of like his always go-to, but I always made it on purpose not to spam. That was always my goal. So, yeah, I think he had assault rifle... I think he even had anti-air assault rifle too.
Yeah, EX. It was
like a lobbing grenade, and then he also had the low shot, which is just almost everything you need to keep that person full screen.
He could do the jumping guns too.
Yeah, and he could do it in the air. Yeah, I think so. But I mean, I never went for that. So I assume everyone who would go and prepare themselves mentally to fight Deathstroke would be like, okay, I'm going to get spammed. Then they wouldn't be spammed. I'm honestly not sure that many people know how to fight Deathstroke without that aspect. So they assume I'm just going to gun them the whole time. But when I actually, I get in your grill, actually have combos. They don't really know what to do. I think it just caught a lot of people off guard.
Right. They didn't know all of his strengths.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know what he can actually do at the time because I mean, you might as well just took the L against Deathstroke if you were just going to spam me out.
Yeah, because he had a lot of good things like his forward X, which is usually the overhead pop.
Yeah, his was like a whole flip kick.
Yeah, he got off the ground when those characters didn't, but most people didn't know that because if you're fighting Deathstroke, usually he's full screen.
Yeah, he's full screen. Plus, he had what was I about to say? He had his one move too. His cartwheel sword flip.
Oh yeah, the sword flip.
That was really good on just pressure.
Yeah.
Like that was just inward pressure. Plus he also had, I think it was, if you did it backwards, he did like a little ballerina spin into low.
Oh, that's great.
So it wasn't a combo, but I mean it was easily breaking someone's momentum down. But the only person who could really beat a Deathstroke would be Superman spamming.
Right.
Or like Scorpion who can just teleport.
Yeah, Scorpion.
That was probably like the only one.
Scorpion was his own.
Yeah, that was a whole nother thing at the time.
But in regards to like the sword flip, you used it so effectively because instead of being a zoning Deathstroke, you were a rush down.
Yeah, I just got in your girl.
And because the sword flip EX became an overhead, no one really knew like where to block because he had like a low starter.
Yeah.
Because usually with Deathstrokes, like this is typical Deathstroke. Right. Deathstroke was wild, so different that everyone always walked up to you afterwards and was like, "Yo, that's like a crazy Deathstroke." It was they'll zone you, and when you got in, then it was sword flip to get you off.
Exactly. Sword flip was always a great thing to just get him off my back, you know. I mean, I remember Too Many Games being challenged after the tournament.
Yeah. So I'm really going to fight you again.
He challenged me because he didn't fight me. Or he might have fought me and I beat him. I can't quite remember.
Yeah, you...
Oh, I beat him. He was running Ares. But then he rematched after when he wanted to use his Sinestro on me.
Oh, and he just zoned out with
Sinestro.
And
I think he just like used a lot of zoning stuff with Sinestro. But I mean, I just thought it was cool that he was like giving me like, I want the smoke. And I was like, sure.
Yeah, well, your Deathstroke was something special. I'm not just like gashing up. It really was. I've never, ever fought a Deathstroke like yours.
I always miss Deathstroke, man.
Yeah, he's not coming back.
I say he's probably not coming back. Not unless they do some crazy thing, but I love that boy.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, me and the Jamaican Shake are blood related. We're brothers. We obviously grew up together.
Yeah.
We have you and I. We've been going head to head on a lot of things. For our entire lives at different games.
Right.
So from we have the fighting games, we have even like racing games. We used to play Smash Bros all the time.
I mean, Smash Bros is probably like our longest running thing. To be honest, we've been playing Smash Bros for a long time.
And I would always remember you would always just kind of like run off the cliff when you were a kid. You just like jump off the cliff.
But I say I was like, I don't think I was born when 1 dropped. But I think I was like 3 when Melee dropped.
Yeah, you were a young boy.
Yeah, so
we were all young.
I wasn't doing wave dashes at the time. Not doing them now, honestly. I still can't wave dash on Melee.
I don't know how to wave dash. That's like some top level stuff.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give everyone a little bit of context on where some of our interactions might be coming from.
Right.
Because going back to Injustice 1, you had Deathstroke and I was Solomon Grundy, and we would go back and forth, back and forth. That was just the start of Food Chain, though. Obviously, since then, you've gotten immensely better. I've gotten better. So, bringing up that we grew up together.
Right.
The one thing I did notice, and I think it might have actually started with Deathstroke, was you had this kind of a theme with the characters you would gravitate towards, to the point where I could look at a character select screen and go, that's Dill's character, and that would be right. And characters I'm talking about are like Nightmare. Nightmare's like aesthetically, if I saw him, that's a Dill character. Same with Akuma, and like Cinder, very evil looking characters. Something to do with fire, or something.
I like
demonic.
The edge a little bit.
You like the edge, like you on Overwatch, which isn't a fighting game. But, you're a fantastic Reaper.
Yeah, Reaper and Doomfist main.
And a Doomfist main. Right. And looking at a list of characters from Overwatch, I could point to Reaper and be like, that's a Dill main right there, obviously. But with Injustice 1, you went to Deathstroke. What caused like that shift?
Well, for me, I've always liked Deathstroke since like Teen Titans OG.
Yeah,
that was probably like the first introduction for me to Deathstroke. Plus, I mean, I had tried other characters when it came to with Deathstroke specifically, I'm a big fan of the gun and like sword combo. I think that's always like a cool thing, and Deathstroke's a cool character. The fact that he's one of the top fighters in DC,
of all DC.
Plus his design is great. I think it all just gravitated perfectly towards him. There's characters in Injustice 1 that I tried early on, like Nightwing, but I remember explicitly like seeing Deathstroke in the trailer in his preview before the game even dropped, and I knew like that was going to be the character.
Right, like love at first sight.
Right, yeah, I just liked everything about him, and this is before you even think about like tiers.
Yeah,
this was before even all that.
We
like
never really hopped on those.
Right, yeah, I didn't think about tiers at that point, so it was really just when it came to Deathstroke specifically, it was probably just a mix of design, already previous interest.
Right. Do you think you like the gun and sword combo because it's kind of they're like clashing ideologies?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just like kind of an interesting thing. I feel like the sword gun combo kind of hit big fame with like Devil May Cry probably.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Deathstroke's been doing it for a long time, but when they don't want to be gory, they'll give Deathstroke like a spear. They give him like his little blasty spear that he has, which I just don't think is as cool. It's just something about like Deathstroke's pretty raw anyway.
He's very raw.
He kills people. He does his job. He has his own moral code, but he's just doing his thing. And the fact that he has like, oh, I'm gonna use my sword to like slice you up and then gun you down. Plus in Injustice he had a rifle too.
Oh yeah, and
with his pistol.
Pistols, rifles,
sword. With a grenade launcher attached. So it was just like a mixture of just two cool things already, I think, that just worked out and it worked in Deathstroke's character already.
Right.
So just perfect, honestly.
And not to mention his overall like armor design in Injustice was pretty cool.
He looked super cool in Injustice.
Oh, for sure.
Even until Cold War Deathstroke, I was using default Deathstroke.
Oh yeah. As opposed to his what's
regime.
Regime, yeah.
I mean, his regime outfit was honestly really cool, but Deathstroke isn't Deathstroke without his helmet to me,
right,
or his mask
with the black and
orange. If it's not like. If he's this old man Slade, that's cool. I like Slade,
right?
But I'm not gonna fight with Slade. Like,
yeah, it doesn't look cool.
He just doesn't look as like aesthetically pleasing to me. If he's just like some old guy doing backflips,
right? Not to mention he's old. He's missing an eye.
Yeah, he's missing an eye.
It's impressive he can flip.
Right. Yeah.
So can a gymnast, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's just not as cool looking, honestly. It just kind of looks basic.
Okay. So you also use. In MK, since MKX, you went from being a Scorpion main,
right?
Which is another character I should have brought up earlier. The Scorpion main, which is a character you've since you were a kid, you've like Scorpion, but you switched to Aaron Black. This is back in MKX, you know.
Yeah.
What drew you to Aaron Black specifically? Because he's the one character I wouldn't be like Bill's going to use him, but you made him.
I mean, I like cowboys. Cowboys are kind of cool. I like the cowboy like idea to me is cool. Plus, Aaron Black brought like the cool twist that like cowboy was like he's like a cowboy from Earth, not in Earth. So he's like from the cowboy era, but he's not on Earth. I think that's really cool. I mean, and also the guns. Like I think this is cool. How what do they call it? Like when you use guns physically, I can't remember what it's called.
Like a gun kata?
Yeah, gun kata kind of thing. I wouldn't consider him gun kata.
I mean, that's a fake style.
Yeah, it's just like gun kata I would consider more flashy.
Right. And fighting games, it's a real style.
Yeah, but like I think it's cool that you have people who are shooting fire, it's 4 arms, like almost near god levels of strength, and you have this guy with 2 revolvers,
right,
and a rifle, just doing stuff and putting in work. And I think he only loses like once canonically in that story mode.
Canonically,
like
yeah.
he loses like to the same amount to maybe even less people than someone like Kodo Khan, which is crazy.
Kodo Khan is whack.
I just think it's cool. Like he's kind of out of his design is just like his design is awesome too, and it's even better on Injustice 2.
Seriously,
like it's similar thing. To everything that's my personal interest was mixed in, and it was like character when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, that's cool. He's like a cowboy. That's dope."
Now, what I want to bring up in regards to that is that you said to me, I hope this character's in the game. When we saw a picture of him in the comics standing beside, I think it was Kotal.
Yeah.
I think it was Kotal. And that was before he was confirmed at MKX.
Right.
Before he had like a model, before we knew what his moveset was.
It was like a side profile.
We just knew he was a cowboy because he had like
the hat.
Yeah.
And he had like his holsters and you see everything. He has like the scarf thing.
Yeah, so he just looked like a cowboy ninja.
Yeah, and I was like, that's dope. Cowboy ninja, like sign me up, honestly.
Which is cool. Now he can go into like the category of he's an MK ninja.
Yeah, now he's big popular.
Yeah, well, I think he's big popular now because he's a pretty good character.
He's good.
But you were there. You liked him before there was even gameplay.
Right.
And you think that comes down to the fact that you just like cowboys and things like that.
I mean, the design, I guess, was probably what I would have applied to it because it was just like because since he's dominantly Outworld, he also has like some Outworld aspects. Like he's not just like I have a vest and like I have like a shirt and I'm cowboy. Like he has like wraps. His mask is almost like it has like a weird design. He's like, well, first, I mean, the mask honestly completes the design.
Yeah.
Without the mask, to me, I'm just like, it's not as cool.
He doesn't. When people take his mask off in MK11, I don't know why.
I'm like, that's weird, but it just like it was a cool mixture of just like what you would expect a cowboy to be and an MK character, and it worked perfectly. And seeing that design, I was like, oh, he looks dope. Like I'm like, if he's in MK, I'm definitely using him. And then he was in.
And you used him.
Like, yeah,
and you were fantastic with him.
I said I used them. I even stayed away from top tier variations on purpose.
Yeah, it's true. You're using Gunslinger.
Yeah, which is like his worst, if I'm not mistaken.
It was very much so.
Right.
And in the comics, he has a weird moral. Because he fights for Outworld. He's like an assassin. He kills people for money, obviously.
Yeah, he's like a murderer.
You can tell that just by kind of looking at him.
Right.
And he's got to be like something fantastic because he hunts things that are way above.
Oh, yeah.
And he can take them down.
Yeah.
And he's got like boundless confidence. Like in taking MK11,
right,
where say you're fighting Cetrion. Like you're fighting Cetrion. He looks at the...
Yeah, he looks at his 99 million.
Yeah, it's like, that's an elder god.
Right.
Okay, maybe I can do this. And he goes for it.
He still goes for it,
I know that's not canon. Cetrion never even encountered Aaron Black.
No.
But the fact that...
Like, he would still not like, oh, I'm about to die. Like, he's like, all right, let's do it.
Let's see what we do.
Yeah, definitely.
But in the comics, this is where I bring up his morals. I don't want to bring up too much comics, but this is just something I know. Is he got turned away from the Black Dragon because he was too soft. Like, Aaron Black was too soft.
Yeah.
Because he rescued Cassian and Jackie. Like, he's the one that rescued them.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty interesting.
I mean, he has no... Like, the thing with Aaron Black is that he has no beef. Like, it's literally on, like, you got the money, I got you. Like, it's not like, oh, I don't like those guys, they're from Earthrealm. He has no reason to dislike these people. They're from Earthrealm. He's from Earthrealm. It's not like he's like, oh, Earthrealmers.
Right.
He's just like, oh, there they are. I mean, if it's in my interest, like, I don't care to let these people die. Like, I'm not here to murder people. And that's why Black Dragon is, like, savages.
They're very savage.
Like, they just don't care about anything. So Aaron Black's probably just like, whatever. Like, y'all are doing too much anyway. Like, I'm out of here. Like, so, I mean, he's doing fine.
Right.
He's got employed by plenty of people since then.
Oh,
apparently he was under Shao Kahn's employed.
Hey, if they're paying, he's
playing. He'll work with. If you got the money for it, he's down.
I think he makes that very clear to everyone he works with. It's like, I'm not loyal to you.
Literally,
you are paying me.
Most people in MK11 are like, "Why are you doing this?" And he's just like, "They're paying me."
Yeah,
like that's it. Like that's all it is, really. I can't get you with anything else.
And pretty much, they're from Earthrealm, so they should know. It's like money rules everything, no matter what realm you're in.
Exactly.
If you're paying anything and it gets me things, I'll do it.
I have no reason not to, especially in a wasteland like Outworld.
Oh, for sure. There's two characters though that I want to kind of focus on that to me kind of represent your shift in what you might look for in characters, at least from what I noticed. And I'll start with the first one being Adachi in Persona 4.
Yeah.
Was it Ultimax?
Yeah, that was Ultimax. Yeah.
What drew you to Adachi? Because he's kind of he's got that kind of like not dual personality, but he on the outside
like sadistic,
he plays cowardly, but he's sadistic. What drew you to that character?
I'm a big Persona fan, and I think the Adachi thing is really interesting because you learn like Adachi is really just like not cool. Like he's selfish. He literally has done everything because he's someone he's not gotten his way essentially. So he has like hissy fits, but when you actually play Persona 4, you don't know it's Adachi until the very end. So the whole twist is like, oh man, Adachi was in all these places at this time, and it all comes together, and then it's just like a cool switch. And I feel like they just captured that perfectly in his gameplay, because he's a mirror of the main character because he has Magatsu Izanagi.
Okay.
And that's like the evil Izanagi. But like that, he's like vicious. Like there's no nobleness there. Like Izanagi doesn't hold... Izanagi holds like his like big cleaver thing.
It's cleaver.
Like a spear. But he's like Magatsu Izanagi holds it like by the end. So he has like... It's almost like he's in your... He's like, it's to stab you at any point. And he's always kind of hunched over. He's not as proud. And Adachi is like... just pretty brutal in how he fights. Like, he stomps you, he kicks you, he can shoot you. He has full control over his persona, too. That was, like, a big part, was that he was always... Every other character was like, oh, you have to figure out who you are. But Adachi was like, I already knew who I was from the get. Like, there was no point for that for me.
Yeah, he doesn't question himself.
Yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing and why he's doing it. So, with how they just transferred the whole character of Adachi into gameplay... I just really liked it. I just really thought it was cool. And he has some command grabs. I'm a big fan of command grabs and stuff like that. Some zoning aspects. I just think it was overall all around cool character. So I was definitely like into him.
Right, and his persona looks really cool.
Yeah, Magatsu.
Like a list of personas, I could point to his persona and be like,
yeah, for sure.
Like that's Jamaican Shake. Yeah. You would definitely pick that character.
Yeah, I have his persona in Persona 5.
Oh, do you?
actually use that one.
Use it on the regular?
Yeah, every once in a while, nice. If I need it, you know. But it's cool.
And the other character I wanted to focus on is in Smash 4, the Villager.
Villager, yeah.
You're a very good Villager.
Yeah, I like Villager, yeah.
What drew you to Villager in Smash 4?
Well, in 2014, and probably a little earlier, I was known as like a troll. And Villager, right when Villager dropped, like there were memes about him instantly.
Of course.
So I was like, dang, this guy's like a whole meme. I kind of got to use him. Like, and that was what kind of made me go to him. I didn't know what kind of character he was at the time, but just like the idea that Villager's like a crazy murderer I think it's just funny.
It is really
so like I just went with that, and he's got a lot. He's cool. I like his style, and
he's good. And he was a good character.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, his capturing thing is awesome, and the setups you can have with the tree and the gyroid, it's just like cool.
Yeah, you kind of make your opponent play your game.
But I will say 100%, more so than probably any other characters, Villager was picked based around not his gameplay and more just like the idea.
His idea?
Yeah.
Now, do you think, in the newest game, you use primarily Incineroar.
Yeah, Incineroar.
And you're a fantastic Incineroar.
Yeah.
You don't touch Villager as much on there. Is that because you kind of moved away from the trollish nature of the characters you chose, or you just like Incineroar so much more than Villager?
I mean, maybe a mix of both. I do really like Incineroar. Incineroar is very much like more offensive than someone like Villager. Villager, I don't think I think he's pretty good tier wise. I'm not too sure, but I don't think he's translates as cool as other characters do to Ultimate, because Ultimate is more in your grill kind of gameplay. And I think he's like, if you know what you're doing, he's really good. But you have to like really work with Villager to get good.
It's like
with him.
It's heavy execution.
Yeah, super heavy, super heavy. So and plus, Ultimate added to so many characters. And there was so many awesome characters. I was just like, man, I want to play all these characters. That's why I can't even like create a top 3 with Smash Ultimate.
It's really tough to even choose just like a single main.
Yeah, there's just so many characters like Incineroar, Joker. I even dabble with like obviously Bowser, Villager, all kinds of characters. I'm just like, dang, I want to play this version. Like Banjo-Kazooie's coming out. There's rumor if Doomguy's in, that's dumb. Like that's super lit.
But that just kind of adds to the list of characters that you want to use.
Exactly. There's so many characters in that game that just. I could play Villager again, but I'll play this other character, you know, like, or I'll play this character this time. It's just so many options. I think just started to kind of subtract my vision away from Villager.
I think it's kind of like almost like a curiosity thing. It's like you've opened up Villager like pretty well, and now you have a whole lot of treasures in this next area that you haven't even explored yet. Like, well, I go back to the old treasure you already know of, and you could be opening up the rest of these boxes here.
Like these new fresh characters, especially with Ultimate. When they revealed all the new characters, I was like, oh, I want to see what they can do.
For
all this, you don't even think about the old characters at that point.
No.
So like, I'm not even hyped for Dragon Quest guy, but I think he'll be like interesting.
He'll be interesting.
And I'm definitely going to give him a try, just to give him a try,
just to see what he can do.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you think it's interesting how you're just to stay on Smash for a little bit longer, how you're, as the Smash roster has grown, your mains have shifted? Because if I remember, you were technically like a Bowser main in Melee.
Yeah, probably like Bowser and Mewtwo.
I would say, Bowser and Mewtwo.
I mean, because obviously when I started Melee, I was like 4.
Yeah, you were a kid.
So like, you just kind of look like that guy looks cool. I would do that, and obviously I knew Mewtwo from Pokemon. So like, those are characters you just kind of go to them. But as you get older, you get more interest in things, and it's just so odd that Smash is continuously like. The things I'm interested in Smash just so happens just grab them. I don't know why that is. Like,
they're in your head.
Yeah, like Persona. Like, I'm like a Persona guy from maybe like 2012.
Gotcha.
Which isn't that long considering Persona's been around since like the late 90s.
Shit, yeah, that's true.
But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're like Persona 5 and Smash. I'm just like, what? Like, next thing I wouldn't even be surprised. Like, if there are hella rumors, I don't think it's true. But like Travis from No More Heroes being in it,
that would be crazy.
I would have been like, what? Like, it's like they know my head. So they've already just added characters over time that I'm interested in just throughout the games, like Brawl with like Lucario, and like I think I picked up like Ness around that time too.
Yeah,
and then
Project M.
And then when 4 came out. They added Villager. They changed Bowser up a lot, which made me want to use Bowser more. They brought Mewtwo back. Corrin, which I have a lot of fun playing. Ness and everyone else. Like, they just keep building. And I don't even think it's that I skew away. It's just that the pool just gets bigger and bigger every game. So, it's not like I don't use Mewtwo and Bowser anymore. It's just that I also have like 30 other characters I like to use now. Instead of just when Melee had a roster like 26?
Something like that,
I only had interest in these 2 characters. But now it's like I have interest in these 2 characters and then like 15 other characters. So it's just like spread your time amongst these 15, these 20 characters I like to use against these 2 in Melee,
Right, and that's what keeps it fun.
Right.
And I think that's where Nintendo's really soaring because casuals like you and I, we have a lot of characters we like to use in Smash, and we can, we don't have to commit to anything.
Yeah, really. Exactly. I don't have to worry about tournaments.
Like that. But the competitives, they have to kind of, stay on top of things, keep up with like who's the best. Right. They have to narrow their vision to like 1, 2, maybe 3 characters and work with them. So I feel like they have a hold on both, but for casuals, we can have a lot of fun and we can get excited.
Absolutely,
because even if a tournament player has grown up with Banjo-Kazooie, and that's their favorite franchise of all time. If he's garbage, they're garbage, then they won't be able to take him to the tournament they want to join.
They won't even think about it.
They'll have to stick with Pikachu or Peach or something.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, it's kind of a shame.
It's kind of a shame. It kind of sucks, but that's the life.
Yeah, that's the life of a tournament.
That's the path they chose to walk.
Plus, Nintendo's not a tournament-heavy developer anyway. They're usually casual focused, which is probably why they have 60 characters in general.
Just for us. Well, they're gonna have, I think, about 90 by the time this.
Just possible.
By the time their run's over.
I mean, in all honesty, the Switch is technically not the PS4 and Xbox One console rival. The Switch is technically just the earliest next-gen console. So, in reality, we could have like 5 years more of the Switch.
And I would love if they did that.
Honestly, they don't need to make another Smash. They could build forever on Ultimate, and it would probably work fine.
And it would work because we're kind of in that time where games are being supported for especially fighting games for 4 or 5 years.
Right, because if you look at it in a just like a money standpoint, what more can you do really with Smash? Like really, you can't even risk cutting the roster or people are going to flip. Yeah, but to translate like 80 characters and then here's 80, like 20 more. Like, I feel like that's just not realistic.
True.
So I think if you want to continue Smash, just keep adding characters and just add content to it.
Or they can, finish their run of DLC, whether it's 2 or 3 packs of DLC, and then let the game sit for like 2 years.
Yeah, they could.
And then release not a new game, but like a big expansion.
Yeah, I could see something.
Adds maybe like 10 or 15 characters,
that would be
new stages.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like they don't have to release a whole new physical copy.
The one thing I feel like if anything does come with long term, other than characters with Smash, is definitely like story.
Story.
Like we have World of Light, but I'm thinking like a legit like Subspace level story would be what would come next.
Yeah, they had something there.
Yeah,
they really had something there.
Absolutely. I think they can still do stuff, honestly. But we just wait and see, I guess, with Smash.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
Yeah.
Well, since you brought up story, we can kind of move on to our next topic from there. We can just kind of hop on from there. There's a trend I've noticed in at least Street Fighter and Soul Calibur, where there's this connection between the story that the game itself is trying to tell, and the gameplay.
Right.
Where in the story, their strongest character being Nightmare and Akuma.
Right.
They translate into the strongest character in game. Mm-hmm. Like they are they're either number 1 or number 2.
Right.
As far as tier lists go, they're always the best ones.
Yeah, they're always really good. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on the story to gameplay dissonance in fighting games? Is it okay for that kind of thing to happen, or what?
Well, what I will say is that I feel like there's a lot of variables there. Like Akuma is strongest in Street Fighter canon. He's like the strongest character. Maybe like only second to Gouken. But we don't even know what Gouken's up to. But that's the point. He's the strongest character in game physically, but he takes the most damage.
Yeah.
So he has like no health. But with someone, it doesn't work as well, I think, with someone like Nightmare, who I believe in SoCal, everyone has the same health.
Yeah, they have the same health.
But Nightmare will just do like a quarter in one slice, and it just doesn't feel as balanced. Akuma, I think in Street Fighter V isn't as good as he's been.
Not as good as he's been, but he's still top tier. He's still one of the best in the game, but he's not as good as he used to be.
And I don't even know if that's because of his in canon like strength. Like I just feel like because of his in canon strength, you don't want to give a disservice to him by like limiting him. So they give him just like a lot of aspects, a lot of cool stuff to just show his strength a little bit more, and gameplay and style of how he does things versus, I could make Akuma on the same level as someone else, but he wouldn't be Akuma at that point.
Right.
Plus, I don't think Akuma's very good, but I wouldn't say he's like broken, No,
he's never been.
Yeah, he's never really been broken except for like his first appearance, where he had just normal health and was just doing quarter health Shoryukens.
But that was by design, though.
Yeah, that's on purpose, and that's probably too far. That's a little too far. But if you give him like Akuma is probably the best done one because of his low like stamina and how you can take Akuma out easy, especially in a game like MBC. MBC probably the most vital. You can knock Akuma out in like one combo in that game. So it's really, I guess, a lot of different aspects with it. Akuma being, I think, on the better end.
Yeah.
And Nightmare being on the worse.
Nightmare, it's kind of been since, I'd say, Soul Calibur 4. I don't know much on 3.
Tiers with
as far as tiers
4?
go, but since 4 on, Nightmare has been like one of the best. Like,
he's super good.
5, he was hands down the best character.
Absolutely.
And I believe he's one of the best in 6 as well.
Yeah, I believe that too. 5 was ridiculous.
But the question I want to pose is something like that, where in canon, like, this is like a god, this is an unstoppable force. Do you think a crowd is kind of accepting of them being the best? Like, they're like, okay, yeah, he's the best, sure, whatever. Makes sense.
I think there is an aspect of that, and there's got to be a line where you draw where he can be a great character in super high tier, but not busted. I don't think a busted character is ever okay.
Ever.
I think I guess it does make sense more so to make your big character like higher tier, just because you build them up through story maybe or through anything, and you expect this. But I know in Street Fighter 4, Seth was like pretty bad, right? Pretty low.
He was low. There was we have one Seth player, Punko.
Yeah, I know about Punko.
Who won Evo with him.
Yeah.
I believe it was. But he put in a lot of work.
Yeah, and that's a lot of work. But technically, he's like the boss of Street Fighter 4.
It's true, yeah.
And he's not that strong. Like, he's
not
pretty
really.
On the lower tier spectrum. But what I think is really good about it, attributes to the developers, is that you feel that he's a boss. And you feel that how he plays. Like, oh, he's got all these moves. He's got Sonic Boom. He's got some super command grab. Chun-Li's kicks. Like, down some teleport. You feel that he's like, oh, this guy's like the boss for sure. But maybe he's just not super good tier-wise or like competitively. So I don't think it's entirely necessary to have these people on the higher stream. Do I think people would expect it more so? Yeah, probably.
Okay.
But I don't think it's necessary to have your boss character be broken or high tier or anything like that.
As long as in gameplay,
you can feel that.
Feel their.
I think that's what's more important. Because like, even if Akuma was trash, if Akuma in Street Fighter 5 was trash still, I would still use him. Because he's just cool. And same, I used Seth on 4.
Yeah, you did.
And he's trash, but I still like how he played. I just like the feeling of like, this guy's strong, even if he's not the best character. It's similar to like Azrael. Like when through gameplay, Azrael is again one of the strongest people in canon.
He is canonically.
And he's
what the strongest?
Trash.
He's
trash. Like, but he's when you play him, you're like, dang, this guy's strong. Like, and you can feel it. And I think that's the most important aspect.
Right through, and that's kind of where it does come down to like the design team.
Right.
They have to like make in-game movements, the animations, maybe the outros, intros. They have to capture the feeling of dominance.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
if like the stats, like the numbers don't really add up.
Right.
But it's funny you brought up Azrael, because in the same game, there's the character 9, who's the big bad boss of the newest one. Central Fiction, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
There's 9. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Blaze Blue or whatever.
Yeah, she's Kokonoe's mom.
Okay.
And Chubei's girl.
I'm not too I'm not too familiar, but I've played like the arcade and stuff, and she's very powerful, very good, and I believe at this moment she is hands down the best character in the game. Not to the point where Kokonoe was in the game before, but she's currently the best character in the game, and she's the strongest in canon at the moment. Maybe not as strong as Susanoo, but I have no idea. I don't know the story.
I guess probably not stronger than Susanoo. Susanoo's probably the strongest.
Okay.
Probably, but yeah, 9 is like a witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's pretty strong too.
And she's the one of the best characters in gameplay there. So I'm starting to believe that there's
a correlation.
Yeah, like there's as far as fighting game goes, there's some that aren't like that, but they always make their big bad character not so great. I mean, I'm sorry, not bad. They're always up top, but the main character protagonist is always kind of mid tier. Yeah,
I feel like honestly, the mid-tier main protag is less than like anime fighters. I feel like anime fighters always have their main character pretty on the higher end.
Like Ragnar and Soul.
Goku. You, exactly. Like, I feel like they're always on the higher end because I think it's more attributed to like a character, a casual player who doesn't watch this or know anything about this could see that character and win. I think that's what it's supposed to be about. And it brings up, different aspect when a tournament-ready player is using that character.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets a little funky. But I could see, I think, I don't know if they do it so much on purpose, but I do notice that a lot because in the last Blaze Blue game, Kokonoe's not nearly the strongest person, but she was by far the best.
Oh, yeah. Well, she was, I think that was just a flaw in the design team. I think they just kind of screwed up.
Yeah, she was ridiculously crazy in that game. And I haven't fought 9. I don't think I've actually fought a 9 in Blaze Blue.
She's just unpredictable.
Yeah, I would imagine something like that since she's a witch. I think I've seen her use like some fire stuff.
Yeah, she changes the environment.
Oh, does she?
Yeah,
Dang, okay, I didn't even know.
She's a little strange.
Dang, that's pretty crazy. So yeah, I feel like that is kind of more prominent in anime games.
Okay.
Than a normal model 3D game.
Got you. Well, if we look at like Dragon Ball Z, like fighters, some of the top characters: Goku Black, Cell, Kid Buu.
Yeah.
And all big, like the biggest, baddest builds they have. All top tier.
And you know what's funny when it comes to fighters is I think a lot of it is always they have this one thing that makes them just so much better.
Just one.
Like Goku Black has his heavies.
Yeah.
I think that's like, and he's a pretty good assist if I'm not mistaken. Kid Boo's small and he's fast and he's hard to like focus on. He has all kinds of crazy moves and great combos. And Cell is just like everything you need.
Oh yeah, he's
everything you
all
need
around
is Cell.
toolbox.
Yeah. So it's each one of these characters has something. And none of them are canonically the strongest, technically.
No, not canonically, no.
I don't even know who's in that game to be canonically the strongest.
There's Beerus.
Beerus, probably, maybe?
He's a hero, so he doesn't get, like, the villain treatment.
Plus, Beerus is trash.
And he's very
he's
a low tier.
Yeah, he's like one of the worst characters, which sucks. But I feel like that when it comes to fighters, I think a good thing is, like, when they use the most popular characters, and the most popular character always, like, pretty easy.
Yeah.
Because people know them, they want to be able to use them. I think it's the main development tactic. When it comes to someone like, I don't know, Beerus. People might not even know Beerus.
True.
But like they're
especially
like
older Dragon Ball fans.
Yeah, like an old head or something. They're like, oh, I don't know this guy. But he's there, and he's definitely not picking up. You're not picking up and playing Beerus, that's for sure. So I think it's a lot of layers,
Right. I feel
there's a lot of things that probably go into it. I don't know if it's it might even be like a long term because I don't think it's so much that this person in the development cycle is like someone's like, this guy's super strong in the story, we have to make him super strong. I think it could just be this guy is super strong, people like him, let's make him even let's just keep making him better.
Okay,
because people already like him.
So you think it could just be that simple?
Yeah, it could be.
Like people like him,
people like him. Like, let's bring him back. Let's keep making him better. Like, people already know they like him.
That makes total sense.
So I could see something even like that when it comes to someone like Akuma or like maybe even Nightmare or like Goku or Vegito who comes to my head. Like, people like Vegito, let's make him good.
Yeah, and
that's what it is to me, like in my head. So that's what I think is probably a lot of the development aspect, I think.
Especially with Dragon Ball fighters. You can see that a lot. There's characters like Krillin who are low tier because there's not a lot of Krillin fans out there. And I can't really think of what the tier list of that is looking like right now.
I don't know. I mean, last time I checked, I think it's like Cell, Gohan, Kid Buu. It doesn't change much. Yeah,
Bardock, yeah.
Right, yeah.
I think Bardock was an accident. I don't think they had any intention of him being that good, but he is that good.
Yeah, I think that was just kind of like they were making this character and boom. Like, he just so happened to be good.
There's a game out there that has this. I don't consider it like a plague or a problem really, but as far as story to gameplay dissonance goes, it's kind of like a bloodline, and that's the Tekken series.
Yeah,
the Mishimas in Tekken have always been. They're always amazing. They're always fantastic in everything that they do.
I think the only one to not be is Jinpachi.
Yeah, I
think Jinpachi is like the only one to not be like a clean top.
He's always been,
and honestly,
you need to work with him.
Honestly, I think that's just. I don't even think that's story. I don't even think that has anything to do with story. Honestly, I think that's literally like bias. I think it's like these characters have been around for the longest. Their people know these characters. Like, oh, these characters are all super good. They've always been good. They have so many. And I mean, put it in Tekken's perspective, when was the last time any of these guys have gotten like new moves?
They have.
They've been like the same moves for like 20 years. So it's just like they don't even need to do much. They just bring them in. They might add some framework here and there.
Yeah, that's pretty much what changes all throughout.
Yeah, but like they're still always good. And I just think they started here with those characters and it was like, we're just gonna keep going. Like we don't really have to change them. They already have a solid foundation. So just keep going, and they just keep getting better and better. With the Mishimas especially, like Devil Jin, I feel like is super good.
Right, from the jump, Devil Jin.
Yeah, from the jump, Devil Jin is really good. Kazuya, Heihachi, they're all just super good. I just think that stems from they know people like these characters.
Gotcha.
And they like those characters. Those are like their babies.
Well, they're like great by default.
Yeah. You don't even
you don't question it. It's like okay, who's going to be up there with Kazuya?
Yeah,
Heihachi,
exactly. It's just like the Mishimas / Kazuya, or what's his name? Kazama. The Mishima / Kazamas, and maybe like a William.
Oh, William
up there.
Oh, like Nina.
Yeah, Nina or something up there too, and that's like. been the tier list for every Tekken game for like the past 4 games.
And Bob's always up.
Bob's always good too. Yeah, like every 4 games. Well, Bob's only been since Tekken 6,
but he's very popular.
Yeah, every handful of games.
And it's
boom.
In Tekken 6, since we were talking about Mishima's, the bloodline being good.
Yeah.
At least in Tekken 6, he's taken a big hit in Tekken 7. But in Tekken 6, one of the best characters there was Lars.
Yeah.
Lars Alexanderson.
Yeah.
He was the protagonist of the story mode there.
Yeah, he's straight anime.
He was very anime. It was jarring how anime he was.
He's actually grown on me. Okay, in Tekken 6, I really did not like him.
Right.
But he's actually grown on me a lot because now we just have like a lot of weird shit. So I'm just like, why not?
Tekken 7's weird.
Yeah, now I'm just like, why not have this like Power Ranger ass fighter? So really, like, it doesn't even hurt me anymore to see Lars there.
Right, when you have characters like Claudio.
Yeah, exactly. Claudio literally has a glowing hand now.
Yeah,
like
Gigas.
Yeah, I'm just like, whatever. This guy can shoot lightning from his hand. Like, cool. Like, it doesn't even bother me now.
Right. It's getting kind of. And people thought the animals were silly.
Yeah, now
you have characters like Lars flipping around, and you have Claudio shooting magic from his hands.
Literally, yeah.
And with Shaheen, who has like an undefined flippy style.
Yeah.
Katarina, who you can play with. Okay, I'm getting off topic.
But there's just a lot of. Yeah, it's not nearly as jarring now.
Yeah, but he was pretty. It was pretty. Out of touch in Tekken 6 because it was still realistic.
Right, yeah. I mean, the craziest we got was, I think, like Roger.
He was like the weirdest.
And that's so realistic because kangaroos have had a history of being forced to box.
Yeah.
So technically, that does fit somewhere. So it's not too far-fetched, but yeah, when you jump in with some dude literally doing Muay Thai versus this guy who's slicing you with like lightning hands.
Slicing your feet.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly.
Like, are you going to slice someone's thigh?
Yeah, literally like summoning lightning into their hand and like uppercutting you with it. It is jarring. But technically also kind of Mishima.
Yeah,
so it still fits.
And he was one of the best there. And
I almost feel like it's like a status quo now. Like, the Mishimas always have to be good now.
Yeah, even if they're an Alexanderson. Even if they're like illegitimate.
Yeah, he's illegitimately like a Mishima. So, like, I feel like they just have to hit the status quo and making that character good.
Well, in Tekken 7, he's very bad.
Is he bad in Tekken 7?
He's terrible in Tekken 7. He got some buffs, so he's a little bit better, but he's very bad. And I feel like that's because of... and this goes back to just the development of who they want to be the best.
Right.
People didn't gravitate to Lars like they thought they would.
No.
Like, people pick Lars because he was easy to use, especially in Tekken Tag 2. He was an amazing partner in Tekken Tag 2. And we know that because one of our former associates used Lars on his team.
A lot of people use Lars. And I fought plenty of Lars online on that game.
Because he was easy. You play with your eyes closed.
Exactly.
At least on Tekken Tag. Now
you just do like directions and double inputs, and then you're doing the crazy stuff, so... But that's interesting that he's not doing Tekken 7. I wonder if that's an aspect of like the balance system being go on.
It could be. He could just be a product of the balance system.
True, yeah, because he started with that.
Yeah.
So maybe he's just not as solid without it, being able to bounce someone up and doing all kinds of extra stuff while they're in mid bounce.
Yeah, but that was an interesting direction you took, where instead of it being story related, it's just the villain characters are always kind of popular, and the hero characters are usually less popular.
Yeah, I think that's more the aspect. Over time, these people like these characters. No one wants to have this character that they've been using for years, and then the next game they're just trash.
Right.
No one wants that. And I think when it comes to a business perspective, you don't want to turn anyone off. So they're gonna just actively keep those characters good forever
at all times.
Yeah.
Now the only franchise it seems like doesn't do this, and if they do, it seems just by accident. It just happened to fall into place. Is the Mortal Kombat series? Because we have MK11, both cons are trash.
Yeah, super trash.
Yeah,
and I feel like MK is almost a little bit harder because MK is like the most realistic fighter when it comes to like visuals and stuff, and just by design, I feel like since their visuals and their animation style is so much more realistic than everyone else, they kind of have to keep things a little bit more controlled. Like someone like Cetrion, who is literally a god. The most godly thing she does is like throw rocks.
Yeah.
Like she's not touching. Exactly. Like she's not like summoning giant rock molds from the ground like something I would assume in an anime game. Who would literally like maybe hit you from like full screen with like rocks.
Yeah, kind of like
they have to keep things like a little bit more controlled in MK. I think that's why. Also with the cons specifically, they're like grappler and heavy hitters, which aren't even as plausible in the kind of game of MK11,
right?
Where you have characters who are quicker and have almost, if not better, damage outputs.
Yeah, they don't hit as hard as you think they should, especially Shao Kahn.
Right, and I think the crushing blow aspects change a lot too, because now characters who would generally be weak still have the capability of doing like a quarter of health in one combo, versus like that would maybe be normal for someone like Shao Kahn or Kotal. But now you have every character doing that. So it kind of deters them from like even wanting to use them, like those characters. I love Shao Kahn, but he's not good. I'll tell you that immediately.
Yeah, you kind of have to accept it at that point.
Right, he's just flawed, 100%.
But the top tiers in MK11 is just kind of consisting of jobbers at this point. Garrus, Sonya, Scorpion's up there. He's technically a jobber. He's like the face of MK, but he's not significant in the story at all.
True, yeah. He hasn't been significant ever, really.
Yeah, he's always been a side character.
Yeah, he's never really been interesting. Yeah, it's definitely, I feel like Aaron Black is literally top tier because people like him from X.
Yeah,
I think that's literally why he's top tier. And Gearus, I mean, I know why Gearus is top tier. His crushing blows are just ridiculous. I think that's another, like, crushing blows changed a lot of the game at a base level.
True. If you don't have proper crushing blows, then you're kind of weak.
Yeah, you're automatically on the lower end. Right. And I think that's the biggest issue with like Kotal and Shao Kahn. Their crushing blows are trash in comparison to someone who has counter this person, hit this person with just this move. Like Shao Kahn has to literally hit you with a spear 3 times and then hit you with a combo.
Yeah, and the spear is the worst.
Yeah, and it whiffs on, like, it whiffs if they're right up on.
Right,
like, it whiffs.
Right over their head.
And he has ones where, you have to use your taunt, which is like a 3-second, like, long area of time.
Right, which is like 6 years in fighting games.
Right, plus you're open while you're laughing, so there's a possibility you might just get hit out of it. And then you have to do a specific move while they're being affected by your taunt, which only lasts like maybe at the most 5, maybe. That might even be like stretching it. And that's your crushing blow when someone like Gearus or even like Aaron Black, who has just, catch them when they whiff. Like, that's so much easier.
You do that by accident.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's so much easier than having to do these crazy setups just to get big payouts. When other characters can just do the simplest things and just get equal, if not better, payouts already. And I just think that's at the base level how MK11 is why I personally attribute a lot of characters being top and low. If your crushing blows are bad, you're bad.
Right.
I think that's kind of just what it is at this point.
And there are some characters, and I wanted to bring up Devora for a second. She's a big bad in the story. I just did air quotes.
I hate her.
She's like a forced big bad. She's not like a force of nature, or she's just one of those survivalist
She's just
characters.
a race. She's the last of whatever the Katyn.
She's like what Reptile is, but Reptile's not in there.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm the last of my race. I'm fighting for my race.
Yeah, she's like Reptile, but if Reptile would show up and just beat everyone.
And beat everyone.
Yeah, honestly.
Solo Scorpion beats Kotal, beats Baraka, beats everybody.
Beats Melina. Literally, like, every character you like, Devore beats them for, like, no reason.
Yeah, I mean, kills them.
Yeah, and kills them. Like, for just out of nowhere, this character is suddenly super important. I hate Devore.
Yeah, and that's a lot, but that's like for... Well, actually, it's not really for another time. Because it kind of goes to the story to gameplay dissonance. Because at least in MKX, she was very good in MKX.
Yeah, she was.
Right, she was fantastic because that was the game of the stance cancel. If you had a stance cancel, you were immediately hopped up to the top. But she's not fantastic in this game, and I think it could. Well, she has a lot of other reasons, but a big reason is she's got incredibly weak, incredibly specific crushing blows. Yeah,
she does, and her crushing blows are super specific, and they're not even that strong. Like, they're not. Nothing. Like, Gears let you with a 40% command grab, and you might catch, like, a little stabby crushing blow with her that does maybe 10% more than that normal combo would do anyway.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
It's just how the game is, you know?
And it kind of comes down to that, unfortunately. It doesn't come down to the characters, it comes down to, like, a mechanic, which does create a kind of a problem when it comes to story. The story gameplay thing.
Definitely. And that throws kind of a wrench in possible sequels, because if crushing blows don't come back, that can throw the entire list out of whack. Now characters who aren't as good might still be good.
That's true. What if Garrus comes back and all of a sudden there's no crushing blows?
He's plummeting. I think.
Well, he's
actually pretty good generally.
Yeah, he's got command grabs. He's got like straight up ass mix-ups.
Yeah, he is like. I think Garrus is actually the best character in the game.
Right.
I think he's the best character in the game personally. Him and Sonya are my top two. I think they're just they cover every base. I think it's like they just do everything you need them to do perfectly, and that's it.
Well, I think with Garrus, I think the one thing that makes him top tier, I think it's like one thing that outside of crushing blows, and it's his low sand trap.
Yeah, I agree.
I think take that away, and I think he's mid tier.
Yeah, his low sand, that thing's like full screen
anywhere, super fast. There's no wind up.
Yeah, no wind up, super fast, a low, which is already crazy. And a crushing blow from it.
That's
crazy.
And it doesn't trail with projectiles because he phases out.
Yeah, and then he immediately sinks under. Yeah. So even if I shoot a projectile and you hit me, your Garrus is going to win every time.
Yeah, it's not like a teleport. Someone's got to teleport. Kun Lao. It's not like how Kun Lao can hit him out to teleport.
Yeah.
Garrus phases.
Yeah, literally.
He phases down, so his hitbox is gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah.
I think that's singularly what makes him the best.
Yeah, a lot of his command grabs do a lot of damage in general. He does more damage in command grabs than Kodo or Shao.
Right, and both of those characters should have been grabbers.
Yeah, they should have.
At least Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn has a lot of grapples. It's just that they're weak. And a lot of, Shao Kahn's base moveset is not very good.
That's a shame.
A lot of his stuff you have to attach. Like his taunt, which I think should be default. I think his taunt should absolutely be default.
That is Shao Kahn.
Yeah, I think that absolutely should be default. Is an equipable move, which I think is weird.
That is very weird.
That's a quick move.
Jamaican Shake looks so frustrated right now.
I think Shao Kahn has maybe 2 crushing blows not with an equipped move. So he has a crushing blow attached to his taunt, which is in a base combo string while they're being affected by the taunt's effects. And then he has one where you need 2 equipped moves, which is Shadow Priest, and then you need his one Annihilation command grab, which are both equipped for one crushing blow. That's bad. That's very bad. I'm sorry, that's just bad.
Not to mention, Dark Priest is at this moment considered a dead move.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. It's a bad move, and that's one of his crushing blow startups. Versus Garrus, who full screen low command grabs you into 30%. Right. That's crazy.
But that ties in a little bit because Garrus, is right underneath Kronika.
True.
So in all respects, he's the only playable boss character we have.
Yeah, technically.
He's a sub-boss character that's playable.
Technically.
So that could have been what they were looking at.
Maybe.
Because it wouldn't really fit in the popularity thing since he's a brand new character.
But I don't know, though, because literally he gets beat. Garrus gets no love in that story. He gets beat every time he shows up pretty bad.
Yeah, with his whole thing being every time I die I get stronger, and he's like, this is my millionth death.
Yeah,
you should be unstoppable. Why
exactly. And you're so what were you, just trash the first time you died?
How bad were you?
Were you just bad? So now you're only slightly better after your millionth death, and he's one of the best characters.
Yeah, that's true. But Kodokan kind of gets the same deal, though. He doesn't do much.
Yeah.
He doesn't have very many 100%. Canonical wins under his belt.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
Outside of his chapter, which I don't really count. Technically I have to count him, but you're playing as him.
Yeah, it's hard to put a lot of MK's fights into canon.
Yeah,
because you really don't know, because they could just as easily lose. It's you. I guess you have to count them as canon, because if you don't win, you don't progress.
True.
So they have to technically be canon, but it's more I don't know how strong this person actually is.
And I think that's a flaw in the way NetherRealm tells their story.
Yeah, that's inherently flawed.
I think they should ditch this is just me being a storyteller. They should ditch the chapters and just have you play as a character that fits the overarching.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah.
If you don't play, because you don't play as all the characters anyway. There's not like a Baraka chapter.
Yeah, there's not an Aaron Black trap. Yeah, there's nothing like that. Yeah.
There's no collector chapter. There's no Garrus trap.
There's no Garrus or Shao Kahn chapter, I don't think.
Yeah, neither one. You don't play as villains, and I think that's where it becomes a problem.
Yeah,
and I noticed that in MKX, in Kung Jin's story, when you fight Kodokan.
Yeah, and you beat Kodokan.
Because canonically, Kodokan has been defeated by Kung Jin.
Yeah.
And that's just weak. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
How do you respect
a Khan who got beat by an Earth Realmer like nothing, like literally nothing.
Well, the Khan before him had to be defeated by the Elder Gods.
Yeah, literally. He technically won in the end, but by winning, he broke the rules.
Yeah,
and then,
that was it.
And that was it. So it's crazy.
And be taken out by forces he couldn't fight.
Exactly, literally.
After beating up an actual god.
Yeah, after beating up a god.
Right before that.
Like he was. I mean, Shao Kahn's won twice.
Yeah, he's
technically
he's canonically the strongest character on the roster.
Yeah, technically, yeah, he's won twice. Which I was curious about how they're going to do it with Kotal, because I'm like, if you're just playing as Kotal and you beat Shao Kahn, that doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make sense.
But they still didn't. The story doesn't make Shao Kahn destroy Kotal.
But outside of gameplay.
But outside of gameplay, so you know that's real.
Of that's got to be real. It's in a cutscene.
Because I think you do fight Shao Kahn, but then after the fight ends, like Shao Kahn just gets right back up and is like right in his mid again. One of those things. Yeah, so I don't think it's still technically canonically that he won, because then he goes in and breaks his back.
Yeah, and it's game over. Like
and then that's it for Kotal. For the rest of the MK lore, he's crippled now.
Which is why that's where like the flaws go. Like if you really wanted to make Shao Kahn look that much stronger than Kotal, have us play as Shao Kahn instead.
Exactly,
of Kotal, and beat the shit and put Kotal's AI on very easy.
Yeah, and just
slow walk.
Inherent. That's the inherent flaw.
Yeah,
like because it's Kotal's chapter, you have to play as Kotal, when Shao Kahn would have beats Kotal anyway. Yeah. So the fact that you beat Shao Kahn as Kotal is moot.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because he immediately gets his back broken afterwards. So. Yeah, I think in a theoretical MK12, whenever something like that would even happen, I think it'd be smarter for them to drop the chapter. It would be smarter. Plus, it'd be easier to write the story, I think.
It would be easier, and it would be funner. I want to throw a hypothetical chapter at you real quick, because this is one of the chapters I had a problem with, and I just want to throw it at you real quick while you're here. There's a chapter in that very scene, in the fight in the big giant war in the Colosseum.
Right.
And at the end, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't beaten the story, I'll just let it run for like a couple more seconds, talking about how it's a spoiler alert, and spoiler alert is over. Where at the end, like the cap on that is that Kitana becomes Khan,
right?
Beats Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
Now I didn't like that because I don't like the thought of Kitana being able to defeat Shao Kahn in combat, in 1v1 combat.
I mean, it doesn't really make any sense.
Now what I like in this theoretical chapter in the Colosseum, I think you should play as. Like, aside from all the side fights, maybe, I think you should play as Shao Kahn and fighting. Maybe you fight Liu Kang. Maybe you beat Liu Kang, right? You first start Liu Kang. Maybe then you beat up Jade.
Okay.
And then you fight Kotal. And while this is all happening, in between things are happening in between cutscenes, and Shao Kahn starts to take more and more damage.
Oh yeah,
and you start the rounds with less and less.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that makes more sense narratively.
Right, and then once you get to Katana.
You're already low.
You play as Katana.
Oh, okay.
Against the Shao Kahn that's got next to no health.
Yeah, and it makes more sense as how they can beat him.
Yeah, so Katana beats Shao Kahn after Shao Kahn has beaten everybody.
Yeah, after Shao Kahn's already gone through a whole army of super strong fighters already.
Because then I could buy that
Shao Kahn, Katana could beat Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Because Katana. I don't think they ever do a great job of showing how good Katana is.
No, they keep saying she's great.
Yeah, she's like, she's a great fighter. And I'm like, why does Jade exist then? Because Jade's whole character is that she's her bodyguard almost. So I'm like, if Katana can just body one of the strongest people, why even have Jade as the bodyguard?
And the real question is, why hadn't she done that already?
Yeah.
She had the capability of doing it.
Exactly. You were good enough to kill Shao Kahn. Why not just do that years ago?
Because we have to remember
because this is young Katana too.
That's from the same moment.
Exactly.
It's the same Shao Kahn from 9 and the same Katana from 9.
Exactly.
Why couldn't she do it then, and why can't she do it
now? Exactly. And it does create the problem, the issues,
Yeah.
So I think that would be smarter. And just to narratively make more sense of everyone's power levels and how things are working. Because you can't accurately place a power level when you're using the character.
Yeah, because
you're just not right.
You're not going to lose.
Exactly.
You can't lose
because nothing happens if you lose.
Which is what bothers me when you can't play as the jobbers, right? Because these are supposed to be the big bad bosses, their best men.
Yeah, exactly.
But you run through them all.
Yeah.
You run through Baraka, you run through Aaron Black every time. You beat up Cabal like it's nothing.
Exactly.
It's these are your best warriors. Okay.
Yeah, these are your number ones.
Where's the threat if I just beat them all?
Yeah,
especially if you're using a character that you main, your Liu Kang main, and you go up against Aaron Black, you're just going to double flawless Aaron Black.
Exactly. And so it's so is Liu Kang good enough to beat Aaron Black without getting touched?
Which he might be.
He might. It is Liu Kang, but is that accurate? I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really know.
That's why I think they should ditch the chapters and just go with like a full-blown.
Yeah, I agree. I've noticed Assets and Justice too, honestly.
Yeah.
I'll just like, you might as well just cut that out.
Because it's holding them back on what they can do.
Yeah, 100%.
They could tell some interesting stories, and they could get the power levels right. But
exactly, because they immediately, every like story in a NetherRealm game, immediately because of the chapter setup, starts, oh, there's this group, they split up. And that's literally every start of the chapter. It's like, oh, we'll send these people here, we'll send these people here, we'll send these people here. And it even happens like in Injustice. Like, it's like, oh, we have to be able to use those characters, so we'll have them do something over here, and we need to use these characters, so we'll have them do something over here. And it just doesn't like coherently come together ever. It feels like a mess.
And it becomes predictable.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, you said Cassie is going to save Sonya. I guess I'm gonna play Sonya and Cassie soon. Like,
yeah, pretty easy.
It just doesn't do anything for like to narratively impact you.
Yeah, I feel that. And it sucks. They have a lot, but those are just like the games that I wanted to talk about in regards to like the story to gameplay dissonance and how they kind of change.
Yeah.
But I think you're onto something with the they just want to make the popular characters good so people use them.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'll hold off all the weird gimmicks and shit for like the characters that don't really have that big of a following to try things out.
Yeah, every character has the potential, to get popular and then get good.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, moving on to the next topic here. You and I, we've obviously we roamed together. I said this in the beginning.
Right.
So I mentioned earlier when we were very young, we played Smash. And you're a very young person. Like, this isn't like 10-year-old. This is like a 4 or 5-year-old Jamaican Shake.
Yeah, this is
like Baby Shake.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of your best tactics was just jumping off the cliff and ending the fight in like 30 seconds for reasons I can't understand.
Well, I mean, the match is over. Whether you think you win or lose, honestly, the match is done.
If it's 0-0, then
then it's still 0-0, and it's still draw.
But we've played a lot. Like, we never like really fell off. We just would play different games, and we would just either some weird games like Marvel Nemesis. Yeah. But we would play like Soul Calibur, and we would play like some MK games. Right. And sometimes we play Tekken, and I've noticed as we've gone on, and throughout the years, you've gotten better and better and better and better. And I'm always so impressed by your improvement. Like, you went from being like a 5-year-old kid playing Melee, jumping off the cliff for no reason, to being arguably, in my opinion, the best Smash player in the chain. Like, I feel like 1v1, you take me. Maybe, yeah. So I just that's just what I believe. Now, like, knowing that and seeing your progression, what advice would you give to players who might be in the same boat, who are looking at fighting games going, I could never possibly be any good at this?
I mean, well, in my experience, you play a game for 20 years almost, you lose a lot. I think that's always very much vital to getting good, is losing. And when it comes to me, when I lose, like, I don't really see it, especially with something like Smash. Like, I don't see it as like, oh man, I got gypped. Like, a lot of times it's just like, dang, I really messed up. Like, I just took that out. Like, you just kind of learn. And when it comes to losing, you always take something. Right. Like with Incineroar, let's say. When you first play Incineroar, you might just be bold and doing all kinds of crazy stuff like jumping off the stage. Obviously, Incineroar's like aerial game and his recovery game is not very strong. So it's I'm not going to do my up B close to that edge because I'm just going to fly off it and die. Mm-hmm. Like, you just learn through losing. And a lot of people don't take losing well. You're not going to be the best at the jump of anything. So when you play, I see losing, you're not really losing. It's just like you're learning a little bit more every time you play. And as you just get better and better at the game, you may lose some, you win some. But every loss, you see why you lost. And you can work on that. I think that's the best advice I could give is don't be deterred if you lose. Because you will lose a lot. Right. I lose all the time.
That's inevitable.
Yeah, you're going to lose whether you're you say I'm the best in the chain of Smash. I still lose. I smash all the time. It's just, you learn, you see why you messed up, and you just get better. That's what a lot of people get. If they lose, they don't want to play anymore. and they just want to drop the controller and leave. Which I'm like, sure, if you want to keep losing, you can do that. But if you're not going to actively take what you did wrong and work on that, then you're going to stay at that same level. You're not going to get any better. So I guess that's my best advice would learn from every loss, you know?
Now, would you say that people who don't take losses well, like you mentioned, you know, there's people that don't take losses well, do you think they're really holding themselves back when they go off and they blame everything on their brothers? It's like, oh, I lost because this didn't happen, or
absolutely,
because this happened.
See, because at the base of it all, it's you. Yeah. You can say, oh man, that move didn't come out. It's like, oh, that wasn't the game not putting that move out. That means you did it wrong in that moment,
right? And
you messed up. That's not the game saying, I'm not going to give you that move right now, even though you put the input in. I'm not going to give you that move. That doesn't exist. It's all about whether you can do it or not. Yeah. If you're like, oh man, the wrong move came out, that's just you did the wrong move. I do it all the time, and I'm just like, dang, I did the wrong move. I took that, like, I know I lost. I know why I lost. I did the wrong move when I shouldn't have. Then you learn from it. If you're just like, man, this game hates me. This controller isn't working for me. I'm like, it's not that. That's not why you lost.
Right, that's just a thing.
That's just an outside thing. I've been playing games for years, and controllers change. Whether you like them, whether you feel as like the game is not fair, it's fair. I'm gonna tell you right now, the game is not built to not be fair. It's 100% built that way as a reason. That there's aspects of why these characters, and that's why you win or you lose. No one whiffs on a move because the game wanted you to whiff on the move.
Yeah,
you whiffed because you misstepped. You did it wrong. You did it wrong timing.
They didn't shorten your move.
Exactly.
Just for no reason.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, why'd that miss this time? Like, because there are different variables in this one.
Yeah.
There are different variables. Yeah, you spaced it wrong. They countered you. There's so many different aspects of it that you can't just blame on this and the other thing. You just have to take it in stride and just say, oh, I lost. Maybe I'm not good against this right now, but I have to work on it to get better at it, so I can get good at it. There are characters I'm bad at. I know I'm bad. I'm like, oh, that's going to be rough. But I'll still fight. And even if I lose, I'm like, I know what I'm being beaten by.
Yeah.
It's not me like, man, this game is cheating me. Like, I know why I'm getting beat, but it's more, am I good enough? Like, am I ready to teach myself how to be better at that? It's always you. I think that's like the most important thing. It's not anything else. It's just you messing up. And when you can finally understand that it's you and why it's happening, then you're good.
Right. Then you start improving.
Exactly.
You start looking inwards.
Yeah.
That's when you start building. That's when your skills start to build.
Right.
Because until then, you stagnate.
Yeah, and then you're just doing the same thing, and then it's just whatever. You'll lose it. You'll keep on losing. Right. You'll always lose. But if you're losing and then you're not getting better, then you can't get mad.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, if you're not actively like, oh, I'm going to get this down, you can't be mad. Like, you'll be like, I knew you were going to do that. I didn't, try to learn how to stop that, but I'm just going to keep doing it. Like, you can't be mad,
Right, unless you want to be mad at yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's totally reasonable to be mad at yourself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't believe I got hit by that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you've done it to me a billion times. I'm still getting hit by it.
Right, yeah.
I need to do something.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. Like, he just grabbed me 4 times in a row and I didn't stop it. Like, I just, let that happen. That happened to me last night on MK. I got grabbed 4 times in a corner. I was just like, I could easily duck this, but I'm not.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, man, he's cheating. He's grabbing me all the time. I'm just like, I could easily get out of this, but I'm not. Whether that's on me, that's on me. I could just duck the block and hard crushing blow uppercut you to death. But for whatever reason, I'm not doing that. And it's not anything to do with the game. It's just me.
Right, you.
Me taking L's and hitting flaws, and I'm just doing something wrong.
And I feel like it's really easy to fall into that blame everything but yourself mindset when you're getting really frustrated.
Yeah,
when
definitely.
Things are starting to get if
you're getting blinded, right?
You're getting grabbed 4 times and you swear you're breaking it. Like,
exactly.
You're breaking
but
it
you're
wrong.
not. Yeah, that's
in your head. It's either like, oh, all this stuff is happening. But in reality, there's one thing happening. Right. You're hitting the wrong button.
Yeah, exactly. You're doing something wrong for it not to work. Your timing's off, whatever. I will say, I think I am luckier because, you know, we've been playing together for almost 20 years.
Yes.
I've lost a lot. So I know how to lose and, you know, not break a controller. You know, I know how to lose and get better, and I've been doing it for 15 years. Not a lot of people who jump into these games, they don't, like, they jump in again. Like, let's say you started at MK11. If you lose, you're like, oh, I'm done. You know, like,
they don't have
this isn't my game. You don't have that patience that, like, want that long-term even interest to do it, you know. I think me losing, like, all the time, you know, you just get better.
Better, until you start losing less.
Yeah, and then you lose less. You never don't lose.
Right,
you just lose a little less. Yeah.
No one in the history of fighting games is undefeated.
Yeah, no way. You always lose.
That's just a silly concept.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so good at MK, no one will beat me. It's like, okay,
that's not going to happen.
You're destined to fail.
And don't even put that expectation on you because you'll just be mad when it doesn't happen because it's not going to happen. And even the best lose.
Right, even the best lose.
Like, you're going to lose. Like,
even
100%.
The best have lost. And they're the best because they have lost.
Exactly, and they're still good.
Right, because
like,
they drew the right lessons out of their losses.
Exactly, and they get better. That's kind of the point, you know?
Yeah.
But if you're just going to lose and then not build, then you got to take the same amount of L's, if not more, because you can learn from a win, too.
Yeah.
So, like, you'll learn, hey, I should try that next time, and it might work, you know? So you might even face losing more if you're not learning.
That's true. Yeah.
So
it's all about taking risks.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when you lose, right? Because you'll lose and you'll be like, let me try this. Because maybe the strategy that you just lost with has won before.
Right.
And in your head, like, this is a winning strategy, but it didn't win against that particular player.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can risk going in again with the same strategy and hopefully the other player will fall for it.
Right.
Or you'll risk changing it up. Do something maybe you're not so comfortable with. Maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't.
Yeah, exactly.
You think that, like, that comes with learning, like taking those big risks?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to risks, you know, that's kind of a big point in fighting games. You take the risk. Let's say they're like spamming you or something. I mean, or not even spamming you. Let's say they just keep on grabbing you. Like, you're like, okay, I'm trying to break that. That's not going to work. Let me take a risk and duck it, which they could switch up their game and immediately, like, punish your duck. Or you could take the risk and win because they whiffed on that grab because you ducked it. Like, I think inherently the risk-reward system is kind of fighting games in general. And learning that, hey, this isn't working, I'm going to try this. Hey, that's not working, I'm going to try this. That's how you get good.
Yeah.
You open up those aspects, and then you can fit all those strategies where they will work inherently. So you're like, oh, I know this guy grabs. He's been grabbing me a lot lately. I fought a guy who grabbed me a lot. I ducked it. I'll duck here. Oh, it worked again. You know, like, that's, you just start placing those there. And all that, you know from losing. All that you learn from losing. So that's the most vital part.
It's really because of the experience, right?
Exactly. Like, just knowing and gaining experience over time. And sooner or later, you'll get better. You know?
Yeah, and you'll get better.
Yeah, you always get better as long as you're trying.
You learn to adapt more than anything.
Right.
That's like one of the greatest skills.
Right.
And I don't think anyone in the world would disagree with what you just explained there. Like, losing gracefully.
Yeah,
is very, very important.
Yeah. Because, I mean, when you throw a fit, you're just, like, looking...
Right, you just kind of...
You look dumb.
Like, on the outside of the game, you just look silly when you...
Like, and even I wouldn't even get mad if you're just like, man. But that, like, or maybe you even, like, spaz out a little bit. But if you still can, like, you just be like, you know what, he got me in the end. Like, you just gotta, come into terms with yourself and just, like, he got me. I can't even front, you just got me. You know, like, and I just gotta work on it.
Now, do you think there are some situations where sometimes there really isn't anything you could have done to like any? Sometimes there's lessons. Like, I'll give you an example. In Justice 1, you get lamed out by Superman.
By Superman, yeah.
Do you think it's okay to kind of rage out there to be like, you know what? There really was. I couldn't take anything from that.
I think that's more what it is. It's like, when you lose against someone who's just, like, doing something like that, which is literally, kind of like unless you teleport, you almost have nothing to, like, you have no way to get around it. It's almost, fine to either get mad or just to stop because you can't learn. You're not going to learn from someone playing something like that. So just like, I can't do anything against this, even if I tried.
Yes.
So I might as well either keep playing, lose, and get more mad, or just stop. Because I can't gain anything from this other than if this person does it, they're just going to beat me. They're just going to keep beating me because I can't. Unless I do the same, they're going to win.
Right, because it's fundamentally, sorry, that's not the word. It's like foundationally unbeatable.
Yeah, exactly. You can't beat it. You have nothing to beat it with.
Right.
It's like an unwinnable game. There's no point of playing it. Like you might as well just drop it right there and just walk away. You know.
And look for a better opportunity.
Yeah, because you can always just be like, yeah, you just spam me. Like you gotta live with that. like you just spam. I can't do anything. You just spam me.
It's like
not skill.
It wasn't skill.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even about you are better than me. You just found a strategy that is unbeatable. It's not skill. You're not better than me. You just have that strategy.
Yeah, and it's not like a high execution.
Exactly.
It's not like it takes hours upon hours upon days upon months.
Exactly.
Of training.
And it's not like there's a meta to it. It's just input.
It's like a wall.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just pointless. If you can't learn anything from it, just don't even do it.
It's pointless.
So might as well not even get mad at that point. Might as well just put the controller down. Just be like, that's it for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm cut out. Like I can't do anything.
And I it does bother me when people kind of attribute those kind of scenarios, and they're very far and few between when it, like, truly far and few between when it comes to fighting games. Like, you have your Injustice 1 Supermans, Injustice 1 Deathstrokes, Green Lanterns, your Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Akuma.
Right, yeah.
Your Meta Knight from Brawl.
Yeah.
And I'm really Kokonoe, like unpatched
Kokonoe. Unpatched.
From
even patched Kokonoe was like clean top tier.
But she was banned everywhere.
Yeah.
Unpatched. And that's what, 5, 6? I lost count. That's in 30 years of fighting games.
Exactly.
There's only been a couple instances of where that kind of thing where there really isn't anything you can do.
Right, exactly. And even Superman thing got patched out a little.
Yeah, a little bit. They tried to alleviate it. It still wasn't perfect.
It was definitely better. But yeah, definitely, you know. And no, that's why you can't even, it's not even feasible to say that. Like, use those as an excuses because it's 6 instances within almost the entire fighting game legacy.
Yeah.
So it's like, you might have that once every years.
Yeah,
like,
a couple times.
Yeah, exactly. Like, a couple times, maybe years. And then you know what to look for. And then if they're not doing that, then you're good.
Yeah, you're
fine.
fine.
If you're not, and if they are, then don't. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Just finish the fight.
Yeah,
and just kind of walk away. It's like,
definitely.
You know, that wasn't a real fight.
Yeah, I didn't. There wasn't anything to be gained from that fight.
Right, you didn't gain anything.
Point.
I didn't.
Exactly.
Gain anything. It was a pointless fight.
Yeah,
as you said, it was a pointless fight, which is kind of the worst kind of fight.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was all I had for you as far as things I wanted to talk to you about. Unless there's anything else you wanted to add, can wrap it up. It's up to you. Has anything on your mind?
I'm just gonna rant with one small rant.
Rant as much as you want, brother.
And it's inherently with MK11.
Okay.
And it's kind of annoying because the whole point of MK11, right, is you're making these variations, you're customizing your characters, and boom, boom, you have your sets and everything. But then when you go into ranked, you can't use them.
Yeah.
I think that is inherently pointless. Like, the whole point of this game is to customize and make the character how you want to. But in ranked, it's like, we'll give you this. And you just have to work with it. And I'm just like, isn't that the whole point? Is to be able to make my character and run my character and see how good my character is versus this other person's character. Even if they're mirror matches, we might have different moves, you know?
That's true.
But in a rank, and how they force rank, which I understand why they do it, because it'd be hard to, I guess, balance until more, it's not as 1v1 at that point, or if it's like, I think if it's like somewhere at EVO, they should just have builds of the game where everything's unlocked, default.
Yeah,
like 100%. So. Like, or let them just make their variation real quick. If you know what you're looking for, it doesn't take long. It's just like buttons.
Yeah, you don't have to unlock moves.
Exactly, you don't even have to unlock moves. So it's like options, boom, boom, here's your character. Let's see how they go. Like, by limiting that variation and here's your variation, you don't really have a skilled person.
Right.
Like for me, example, my Aaron Black has enhanced locked and loaded, the acid spit, and I don't even remember. Oh, and outlaw gunslinger, which just adds more gun moves.
Got you. Which is cool. It's Aaron Black.
Yeah. Why would I not have that inherently? But that's my loadout. But the rank loadout is like enhanced locked and loaded, the his anti projectile like stance, and I think that's it.
That's it.
Or he might have like. Oh, and he has like the Outworld Gunslinger, so like the extended gun combo.
Oh, okay.
But like that's weird. Like you have these set things. It's the same as X at that point. Like why even let us customize if you're going to default us?
That's
anyway,
the point.
Like what's the point?
And I feel like it will be maybe not just as easy, but a good thing they could have done was the characters don't have a long list of moves.
Yeah, it's not that long.
You can just choose a character, go through the list of moves. Like it'll bring down the moves.
Right. Yeah. Boom. 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 There you go.
And then there's your character. You don't have to go into any other menus.
Exactly.
You don't have to save anything. Just bam, bam, bam. Simple as that.
Yeah. Exactly. Because that's been like bugging me, and I think that's just like I think it's when like you had such a good idea and you could create such personal things. Like I would have loved to see like go to Evo and watch all these professionals see what their variation, their custom variation that they like looks like. But I'm not going to see that. I'm just going to see the base customization that you made.
I mean, there's always the chance that a build could be broken. But so far, I haven't encountered any broken.
Yeah.
I only play casual because of the variation.
Exactly. Same. And that's why they have like the Combat League started.
Yeah.
And the outfit's dope. They have a dope outfit, Aaron Black. But I'm like, I don't even want to do this because I'm not having fun.
Yeah, because it's ranked.
Yeah, it's ranked, and I don't have what I want. And I'm just like, this is kind of not as fun.
Exactly. Like I'm a Baraka main, and both variations don't even have Blood Lunge on it.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
like the move I like with them.
Yeah.
None of either one of them don't have
same. I don't think any of them has acid spit for Aaron Black.
And
it's crazy.
That's
I'm just
crazy.
Like, that you're kind of taking away the point of the game at that point.
And there's quite a few characters that I know would make a splash in the tournament scene if they could just choose their own variations. But they can't because the preset variations just are weak.
Yeah, there's not nearly as good.
I was talking to I'm sorry, you're going to say something. I'm about to go off on something.
Oh, no, you're good.
Oh, I was talking to Bonsai Wolfburger yesterday. I was playing with him the other day.
Okay.
Yesterday, I mean. Mm-hmm. And he was trying out the Combat League.
Okay.
He streamed yesterday, and he's a Scarlet main, but he's just noob a lot.
Yeah.
On this, I want to touch on noob. And he was really miffed about the whole thing because his combos are limited because of the preset variations.
Right.
Because there's a certain move that they don't have on either one of his air.
Yeah, his sickle grab thing.
Where he can EX. I guess maybe that's the variation where he EX it up.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And it extends his combos. He's got really good combos, and he's really good in casual match because you can set that and you can launch into combos and it's good.
Exactly.
But in ranked, he's no good.
Yeah, exactly. We limit that instantly
because he kind of becomes like a bit of a turtle. You stay back and you maybe throw some Cybots out there to teleport. He's got some decent mix-ups, but anyone that knows Cybot, you're not going to pull it off because when he hits you, he doesn't hit that hard because his combos are limited.
Yeah, and I think, by doing that, you just take the soul of the game away.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that soul is gone now and just not going to be as entertaining now because you know exactly what these things are now.
Oh, for sure,
and it's almost just like you're baiting us. It's like we have all this customization stuff, but you can't use it. You can only use that in casual, which doesn't really matter.
And the way it makes it seem like the fact that they hide that variation behind casuals is makes it seem like you're kind of a scrub for making your own variation.
Yeah, it's like, and it kind of deters the point of the game because if you're going for a professional career, you're not going to even you're going to just go straight to theirs. You're not going to even worry about making yours because you're going to just want to use whichever one you're allowed to use. There's no point even making your own variation if they're the only one that you can use professionally is one they make. What's even the point if that's what your goal is?
And that's like half the game.
Yeah, that's literally the game.
Some of the most fun is doing towers, the crypt, which you complete kind of fast.
Yeah, honestly.
The crypt and the tower and the challenges to get gear and money and stuff for your character. But
exactly.
if you are, like you said, a professional competitor, then you're not worried about any of that.
You're not worried about none of that. And that just destroys a lot of the game for that aspect, what's even the point of playing ranked? If I can't use what I want, if I can't even do what I want to do. And in Combat League, you can't even use, like, I guess is also connected to your variation. There's no customization even on your character. So just default you. Like, default that character in every way. And you lose all that personification or personality that you have in that character that you customize just because... I don't even know the excuse because you made the moves. You should know how they balance.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, I don't even know what like the excuse is for. I assume it's literally comes down to convenience.
Okay.
Like they don't want an Evo people in the customization menu or something. That would be my only guess.
And it does take a while because it takes a long time.
It does, but I mean, even if you're not worried about customizing, because I would understand not character customizing yourself.
Yeah.
In that situation, I think it'd still be fine just to, let me get my moves right. It's just like a button check.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It would be like saying, like, oh, man, I can't change my buttons right now because they're not the default buttons that they gave me in this ranked loadout. I just think it's weird, and I think it detracts from the game.
Yeah, it's limiting.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it could be easily rectified with, the idea we have.
Exactly.
The in
character select.
Like, pull down menu.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be perfect. But I guess that's all I got.
And especially if like now with the patch they show what moves you have.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Like now there's no secret. So
exactly.
Who cares? Right?
Yeah, honestly.
Okay, well, if that was that's all you have.
That's my rant for today.
And so we'll wrap it up. Thank you for coming on to the show, Jamaican Shake. It was a pleasure having you and learning about all these things because I had a lot of questions, especially. Like, and I focus on this on your thoughts on the characters and mostly like your characters and stuff.
Right.
And that kind of comes down to our history.
Right.
But thank you for coming on.
Of course.
And I hope to get you on the show many more times after this.
Well, I live right down the road.
This is true. Okay. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. As per usual, I am Whoopi Goldberg, and I brought in today
the Jamaican Shake.
And this has been the Bottom of the Pit podcast, where we look to the moon and swap our palettes. We will see you again next time.
Bye.